Hey there everyone, my name is Orchestra from the Guys of the Games, back with some more Diablo 2 Resurrected Randomizer, double R, the big fat double R. So, you'll notice we're on the main menu. Normally I just start recording once we get into the field just to skip the load times, but I was actually curious about something, because I just remembered recently, oh yeah, I'm curious about this. So there's a shortcut in Diablo 2 that lets you actually mute the menu music on the main menu, and it's Control M. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, it actually worked. I'm shocked. That's a pretty obscure hotkey. It's actually really nice because there's not really any way to adjust the main menu music otherwise, but you can mute it. And the hotkey, in fact, still exists. Who'd have thought? That's actually kind of... I mean, I guess it's not that surprising because this game is, for all intents and purposes, just built on top of the original Diablo 2. So, of course, it still kind of works like that. But I don't know. You would think, oh, it won't work or something. I don't know. What do I have? Apparently I have an aura? Right, yeah, it is. Cleansing aura. Let me just re-equip everything, make sure everything's working. Alright, what were we doing? I haven't played... I've in classic me fashion, I suddenly didn't play this for a week because I just didn't feel like it, or I just didn't have the time. So I'm a werebear. Yeah. We're a werebear using Maul and Fire Claws. Oh wait, am I actually using Fire Claws? Yeah, I guess I am. I probably just put into it and then stopped. I can also get my doggos and stuff. Might as well. Yeah, good to see you, old man. Right, and we're werebear, not werewolf. Wait, whoa. Oh, that's sacrifice. For a second I was like, is that enchant? Enchant is actually kind of a nuts. It's one of the best O skills you can get. Or I guess just one of the best skills period in any context if you can have to use it, because the damage it gives you isn't that big, although I mean any extra damage is nice, but the big thing is that it gives you a ton of attack rating for some reason. I mean, I shouldn't say for some reason, it makes sense that it gives you a ton of attack rating because, it's on the sorceress. Oh right, I was at the Lost City. I stopped there instead of going all the way because I was like, eh. So let's go do that. Sure, yeah. Alright, time to beat up some dudes and beat up some dudes. Oh right, the cows. Oh yeah. I've been playing, I've started, of course, in classic fashion. I'm playing way too much stuff at the same time, but I started playing Median XL again, that mod. That super famous mod that everyone... I mean, I say that, but it is probably the most well-known Diablo 2 mod. It's had the most in-depth work put into it. It has its own launcher now, so they can do pretty much anything they want with it as long as they know how to do it. Now, let me quickly slash... I can't see my keyboard, so I'm basically just typing my memory. No pickup. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately the level 1 cleansing mod is not, because it's level 1, doesn't have the most range, so you're gonna start hearing that sound a lot. Which, isn't the worst. It's not a bad sound, but it might get a little old after a while. How many things do I have? Oh yeah, I have plenty. I can pick up whenever I want. Alright, anyways, we gotta look for that entrance, exit, whatever, place thingy. Cleansing is not a bad thing to get though, because, yeah, that's reduced curses and poison, that's nice. The curse thing especially, I feel like curses don't come up too often in vanilla, it's mostly just a couple enemies, but I mean, I guess in the context of a randomizer, those cursed enemies could technically just kind of show up anywhere. And, there's always cursed monsters that just give you amplify. I always thought that was kind of funny that aura enchanted monsters can kind of have they have most auras available to them, but then cursed is just amp damage for some reason. I guess to be fair, like maybe they were worried about like, but like they disabled Iron Maiden already on on like all monsters, so that's not really an issue. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where that's just how it is. Huh. I wonder if the randomizer would let the Easter egg for these guys work. You know, that well-known Easter egg. That Easter egg that's been in the game for like literally the entirety of its duration. It was only very recently found. And I think it wasn't even found naturally. I think it was data mining. Because it always ends up being that way, huh? Unfortunately. It's always the boring way now, where if you just hang around a big group of... I forget how many it has to be. I think it needs to be like at least 5 or 6 or something like that. You just hang around a big group of souls and... eventually, if you just sit around them long enough... I think there can't be any other monsters either. It has to be just a group of souls. You hang around a group of souls for long enough, eventually they'll just kind of stop attacking you and just start making letters with their attacks. Which is like really cool. That's a funny voice line. I always find it funny. It's a good voice line. It's one of those classic things that's just funny to think like, oh yeah, you know, the animal guy is afraid of snakes. Let me guzzle that down. And now we just kind of run around. The trick for finding the level 2 is I mean step number 1 is get lucky and find it instantly. Hey, no shield, why not? It's definitely a helpful tip. But I mean the actual answer is you just want to avoid backtracking, if that makes sense. Like, not literally like you can't backtrack it up. I mean like if you see it wrapping around back on itself, like you shouldn't bother, you know what I mean? Alright, Phoenix can get almost one shot, because I'm pretty strong right now. And there's a lot of enemies in here, jeez. There's still more dudes coming. Hey, more night guards. Marrow! Big house. What a classic enemy. It's kind of wild the legacy that the Cal level has with Blizzard North. I guess technically just Blizzard in general, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same. It's just one of the many things we kind of lost out when, you know, Blizzard North basically like went under. For all intents and purposes, it's like not literally, but I mean it kind of literally, but you know what I mean. 30 to life and 25 to resistances. This gives me a ton of extra damage though. But I miss out on the resistances. I'm pretty much one-shotting everything right now anyways, but I guess I'll keep it. Cleansing aura versus just some basic stuff here. It's kind of late, so I might yawn a bit. I haven't actually been getting great sleep lately, but you know me. We'll keep this in here. All resistances are put into a weapon, and even a shield actually gets resistances, which is bad. I don't think I have any slots though. Oh well. Never even thought about it. I wonder if I should try getting some rune words. Like I could get stealth. That's a classic. Maybe I might do that off screen though, like I did with the other randomizers, just because like it's just retreading around basically. Like there's no need to, you know what I mean? Let's grab you. Let's grab all this stuff. All this like tier 2 stuff, which is kind of nice to have this early. Let's pick up all the gold first so it clears out the stuff a bit. Flawless ruby already, eh? Stag bow. I know, I'll throw a flat stag party. Oh, that was terrible. Hey, ghost armor. Oh, it's not socketed, so meh. Sure, whatever. Just put the portal down and get our Viper amulet. I love how much money that drops. You kick an ancient monument and out drops a shit ton of gold.
The sun warms the world once more.
Alright.
The good
I've been speaking with Lord Jaren. You know, that voice line is, like, doesn't really seem particularly special, but it is sort of unique because unlike a lot of voice lines, there's no way to, like, replay that one because it's not specifically tied to a quest. Which may not sound like a big deal, because it really isn't, but it is kind of one of those funny things that you might not think about. Because it's just tied to making a certain amount of progress in, like, different quests. It's tied, I guess you could say it's tied to your overall state rather than any specific quest. Nice effect. Project Jack looks very vanilla actually, which is kind of funny. I'm gonna set the stag roll, obviously. Well, it has some damage. It's not as much, but yeah. If she could use this Oath the charge skills, I might consider it. Let me see here. So this is basically just for the all resist 20, which is a big deal. This gives me less lightning and poison, but more fire and cold, and the fire is nice. That also gives me a ton of lightning damage and increased attack speed, and not holy moly, 90% increased faster run walk. I think even in the vanilla game, Sanders is one of the best boots for run walk, especially for how early you can get it. But holy moly, look how fast I go! Holy shazbot! Excellent, you have a Herodric staff. Do I have another Sanders? Unfortunately, I do not. If I'm lucky, though, maybe I'll find another, because holy moly. Oh, hey, I also totally forgot I have this. Not that I'll really use it, but I mean, hey, maybe. I mean, I guess technically I could slap this on the Merc, but it's going to be weaker, which is the only reason I'm using it. But that's awesome to have that much kind of faster run walk. Like, holy moly, you know what I mean? That is kind of kick-ass. What are my resistances looking like? So, without... I think my lightning was already really high, though, is the thing. Like, if I look... Oh, I can't actually look. So it doesn't show me... Oh, wait, no, here. Yeah, with this going... I max more. Like, yeah, I lose some of the stack, but, like, I get... more... It's definitely worth it. Like, it's not even, like, a contest, you know what I mean? Like... That is bonkers. I don't have any extra skill points right now. I forget what I was going to go for. I guess, I mean, you can summon all these at the same time now, which, like I think I said last time, I don't necessarily agree with that, but, like, it probably is for the best. Because it kind of solves one of the biggest problems that a lot of these summoning skills have, which is that, like, they have too many synergies. Look how many synergies this has. Spirit Wolf and Dire Wolf give synergies, but you would need to essentially pump 60 points into summoning skills that you can only use one of anyways, just to get the most out of Bear. You don't need to, like, especially the Spirit Wolf, because attack ring and the defense of your Bear is already, like, pretty good, and it doesn't really need to be specifically improved. Oh yeah, we're high enough level I can use this. I think I would need to be one more, though, because... whatchamacallit, because you can only, I think you can't, I forget if, actually maybe they changed this, but let me check. I don't believe this can go high, they can be your level. Yeah, they're always one below at least, unless that's just a complete coincidence, it just so happens that he's entirely one level below, but, anyways, now we can do the palace. This is going to be interesting, because how long this area is going to be is going to come basically straight down to... Greetings, honored traveler. When the troubles began here, I have heard of your many deeds. So how long this area takes is going to be completely down to luck. Because, you know, like the classic Arcane Sanctuary thing where there's 4 different ways you can go, and it basically kind of comes down to just luck, because there is literally no way to tell beforehand. I always think it's so funny that there's like two distinct tile sets for this area, and they're both like super short. Like it's the harem and the palace level, and it's like it ends so fast. You know what I mean? Like, and the funny thing is, if you look in the game files, I think there's actually data for like at least for the harem level 1. There's an unused harem level 1 that's like a lot bigger. That's just unused because, like, well, of course. I guess they didn't want the harem level. What I mean, of course, but I mean, I guess of course in the sense that, like, of course it's unused because it's unused. It's like a lot bigger, essentially, and there would actually be like room for stuff, basically, but it doesn't end up getting used. You know, because, you know, big surprise they didn't use it. And, you know, I'm not sure why, because it would be nice. This area is already short enough. I guess they figured, like, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you, because this area is already really short. It's like, it's one of, like, the shortest areas in the game. Like, you can see how it's like, I'm finished already, and you barely have to kill stuff. Like, especially because it's completely, like, linear, right? There's no, like, RNG, essentially, at all. Like, the individual rooms have a little bit of RNG, but, like, there's no real, you know what I mean? Like, it's the exits are always in the same spot, so. Wow, 1 to 80 lightning damage. If I Merc could use it, that'd be awesome. +1 to all skills. Is that a one-hander? That is. But it's normal attack speed, so I would be attacking a lot slower with that, which kind of crushes that. Like, I mean, this comes with a bunch of other stuff too, but even then, like, not gonna bother. I guess I'll just pop points into dexterity, so now it's 50-50. I can use another point now. What should I be putting points into? I wasn't sure about this. I think I was gonna just focus on Maul and maybe Fire Claws. Fire Claws would be nice for the immune stuff. Physical immunes aren't exactly common, but you never know. I'm not gonna bother with anything else. I probably won't bother with any of the summoning stuff. I might put points in a Grizzly Bear, because the Grizzly Bear is just like a nice summon on its own. Like, it kind of reminds me of how, you know, how originally skeletons for the Necro was just 1 per level, but they weren't particularly individually strong. So what would happen is your skeleton army would be trucking along, and then you'd fight one enemy that had an AoE, and all your skeletons would just melt. I can put more points in a Werebear, which would give me like just extra damage and defense. Like, I feel like if I was gonna do that, like, I would probably want to just put points into this for the extra attack speed. And it does give me more stun. So many skills give plus attack rating, like, it's actually nuts. Like, it's really interesting to me that, like, attack rating is, like, kind of a big deal, but also, like, so many skills just give a ton of attack rating that it also kind of doesn't matter. This is a tricky decision because, like it kind of does matter, but, like, not really. I think the Maul for the stun length is nice, so we'll do that. Because getting it at least to 1 second is like, I can kind of keep stuff stun locked, even if I, like, miss once. Anything in here? Nope. Alright, so now we're just gonna basically truck along and just hope I get lucky. I do move pretty fast now, though. Ugh. Of course there's gonna be a shield enemy in here. Monster blocking is just one of the many things that makes melee kind of annoying, because magic attacks you generally don't have to worry about that. For the most part, the Druid does, because his spells include physical damage, because Fun fact, blocking this game is not some, like, there's nothing in the game that specifically says whether an attack can be blocked or not. It's just if an attack includes any amount of physical damage, then it can be blocked. And I think for the most part, that's just how it works. The only real exception to that is that the assassin's weapon block is unique. So she can block stuff that doesn't necessarily have physical damage, but like, if it has any physical damage at all, it can be blocked. Like, that's just how the game works. So the only way to make something completely unblockable is to not include any physical aspect at all. And likewise, you can potentially make something that's almost entirely magical blockable by just including a small amount of physical damage, which is kind of an interesting quirk. And there are actually some things that take advantage of that. Like, in Act 3, there's the Cantors that they'll cast Blizzard on you, right? So just like the Sorcerer's spell. Theirs is different because it scales differently to make sure it doesn't nuke you like the Sorcerer's would. But oddly enough, that spell actually, their version of the Blizzard spell actually does include a tiny amount of physical damage. It's not like nothing, but it's pretty small for the most part. But hey, oh my god, we literally got first wave. That's wild. Let's go. Die. One hit. Get wrecked.
Finally, now I can leave this twisted nightmare.
I do find it funny that the druid is just really uncomfortable with the idea of just being in this like man-made dimension.
I can't.
What? That was weird. I guess because of the weird delay in this game. That was funny.
Good day.
I do always like the detail that, like with Blood Raven. Like Blood Raven is the rogue from the first game, and likewise, the whatchamacallit, that dude is just the sorcerer from the first game. It's a cute detail that like even like everyone from Diablo 1 just got totally fucked, which is such a classic thing to do with this series. Let's look at this. Half freeze duration is nice. This comes with just a bunch of nice stuff. Like, this is basically just for the attack speed and blocking speed, but this comes with some attack speed too. It actually gives me damage and attack rating, and lifesteal is secretly pretty nice too. Even has the extra magic bind, and half freeze is deceptively nice too. Do I have more Catherine's? Well, we'll think about this for a sec. First of all, where's my other Catherine stuff? Wait, am I crazy? Oh, right, yeah. I have Catherine's amulet in the thing, yeah. So, this gives me 30 to life and 25 res. Wow, this gives me a lot, actually. A lot of oh, even more damage. Holy moly. And some magic find and stuff. And it comes with 2 sockets. Like, that's actually really nice that there's 2 sockets. Because let me think, like, helmet. I can put it in my helmet for 50 more bloody freaking... I would probably prefer some resistance, though, instead. But that's awesome. We'll put Inferno in here for now. Because that probably reduces my resistance. Yeah, I don't have max anymore, but like, that's a lot of extra damage even. Like, I'm doing tons of damage right now. 400 max damage? Like, that's wicked. In Act 2 normal? You mean late Act 2 normal? That's insane. Okay, so let's see. So deaths, I can get rid of these and slap this on instead. +1 to fire skills will actually boost my Fire Claws damage, which is nice. If you don't know how this works, it actually is really simple. It just checks the elemental field of a skill, and if it includes fire, then it gives you +1 to that skill level. So you can actually make it so +1 to fire skills if you mod the game. You can make any skill count as fire damage as long as it either includes fire in the elemental field, or if it's just, well, yeah, if it includes fire. Like, it doesn't have to deal fire damage specifically. It just has to have that in there. So you could have, like, warmth. I forget actually if warmth does that, if it counts as a fire skill or not, but you could put fire in the elemental field for warmth, the sorcerer's warmth, and it would get +1 from this, even if it doesn't necessarily do damage. So I don't have a belt right now. But I do have this. This gives me all resistances +15 and a ton of lightning damage, like... I could just become a glass cannon. Well, as glass cannon as I can be, but sure, why not? Oops, I'm pressing the wrong button. Shift click, not control click. And as always, if I really want to swap back, if I find Death's Touch, right? Is Death's Touch a wand? I actually don't remember. It's either a wand or like just like a long sword or something like that. That's what's in my head for some reason. And imagine if I was a necromancer getting +1 to skills on like every item. That would actually be bonkers. Oops, missing the button, but yeah. So I at least got back up to pack cold resist. And my other resistances are nice too. Yeah, I'm doing crazy damage now. So, what's the thing? The spinny triangle, wavy, whacking inflatable arm man. You know, fun fact, right? I'm sure everyone knows this by now, but if you've already beaten this quest, you can still find out what symbol is actually like needed, because if you go into the Arcane Sanctuary here, it's just the symbol that's not here. So as long as you know what all the symbols are, you can find out pretty easily. Yeah, look at 550 damage. Like, that's so much. That's whack. I can basically one-shot everything now. And I have sockets to put into my helmet still, so if I find something with like resistances or something, I can kind of compensate for my reduced durability right now. I always forget where the wavy one is. I think it's like somewhere here, I want to say. I want to say it's on this side. Yeah, that's perfect, right in the middle. I mean, the funny thing with the tombs is that even if you don't know which one it is, you'll figure it out eventually pretty quickly, just because the real tomb is way bigger than the other ones. Like, the non-real tombs are tiny. A lot of them are just like 1 or 2 rooms, and then you're just done. There's one, I think there's one fake one that's a lot bigger than the other ones, but it's still not as big as the real one, so. I'm gonna keep the rogue until we finish this act. Actually, I don't even know. Should I just go straight to the Iron Wolf? Might be worth doing that, just because like I always say, the Ice Iron Wolf is a godsend in normal difficulty, at least, because Glacial Spike is a hell of a move for him to be able to just spam and freeze stuff. Like, it is so good. And you don't get the Holy Freeze Merc until Act 2, right? So, you don't really care about that. Like, what would he have? Like, the attack rating one would be nice, and the healing one and defensive oil would be nice, but they're just like, that's all it is. It's just a little, it's kind of nice, but it's like, the Iron Wolf one would be a godsend. And hey, if I'm lucky, I'll find, you know, some armor with it on with plus skills, because, jeez. The sarcophagus are usually, like, really tough. And I just, like, basically, I can pretty much just one-shot it with Fire Claws, which is really funny. Because, like, it has a lot of health and, like, physical resistance. But, you know, when you're doing 600 damage in Act 2 normal, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's funny, I swapped this for the stun, but then, like, well, when do I stun anything? They all die in one hit. And, like, even the dudes that explode don't really do much. Actually, I guess the funny thing is, since my shield has a cleansing aura on it, let me see here. Most of the stuff is useless for him, actually, because, unfortunately, a weird quirk of the Act 3 wolves, or the Act 3 wolves, the Iron Wolves, is that, I've definitely mentioned this before, but they don't actually have a blocking animation, so they can't actually block. which is kind of unfortunate. I'm actually not sure if you can even change that with modding. You might be able to, because there actually is a field in the game that like specifically says something can block without having like a shield. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if even with that they would be able to block, because they specifically don't have the animations, so they might not be able to. Like, maybe, I think it also makes so if something doesn't have a blocking animation, they would just use their hit recovering animation. But I'm not sure. I've never looked into that, and I think other people have, and they, you know, like surely in like the 20 plus years this game has existed, someone's thought like to like try that field out, and it didn't work. But you never know. Well, sometimes it's the little things that get by, but it is one of those funny things. Like, it is funny how many things you wouldn't think that would matter, but the game really does actually like specifically check for shields and things. Like the Necromancer's raised skeleton, right? Sometimes you'll spawn skeletons with shields, and if they have the shield, they can block. Like this, as long as they very specifically spawn with a shield, they can block. Damn, I do so much damage though. Hey, antlers, why not? Oopsies. Alright, next time I see a cool item drop, I will go back to town. This is not gonna be a very long part, is it? Because we're almost done already. Came to do it, but I mean that's fine, because like frick, other parts have been really long so far. I mean, I could end up exploring the entire bloody temple, depending on how it goes down, right? Zealots. I do wonder if the zealots are gonna be once you finish that Act 3. I should, since I'm almost gonna be in Act 3 soon, I should pick up shields. Because if I find a shield with like a faster cast rate or plus skills on it, that's gonna be a godsend. That's pretty cool. Captains or Arcanias? I have a lot of stuff, so that doesn't matter. Mana doesn't really matter. The defense doesn't matter. What's my other angelic item? I don't have one actually, it's just here. I think I have angelic wings? Do I have the weapon? Okay, I need to organize this a little bit for a sec here. So give me a sec here. So here's all the rare stuff is, blah blah blah, whatever. Put that there. Put this here, because like if it's decent, like whatever. Can you I forget if this recipe works in normal difficulty, or if like it works. It does. I forget when you start needing like gems. We'll put this here. So let's see. So Arctic, Cyverbs, and oh, I have the angelic armor. So let's see here. This gives me some basic stuff. I'll put on the angelic armor though. I get 35 to strength and a bunch of defense and 50 fire res is actually pretty nice. Like this gives me some defense, but this gives me like defense, like more defensive traits basically, because I get the resists. And I get the mana steal and magic damage reduced by 3. Let me see how much that actually like reduces my defense or my damage by. Perhaps berserkers here. Both basically the same. So let me just quickly sell berserkers, I guess. So let me see here quickly. So if I summon here. Defense is pretty negligible, and this gives me like more resists. Although this does have hit recovery and lightning resist, so like I guess I'll keep it for now. Just slap it here for now. Oh yeah, I have the Berserker's armor now too. Berserker armor is pretty negligible. I think in vanilla this has barb skills on it or something like that, so it's kind of nice for that. Even though the barb doesn't particularly care about plus skills. He kind of does, because he gets like a boost and everything, but it's like, he's not getting as much damage as you'd want. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let me see what this does. Glacial Spike. Some basic stuff. Nothing special, honestly. I'd rather keep this setup I have. Especially because now I have Captain's armors. What does this give me? I have almost the whole set, and this gives me Valkyrie? This gives me more stuff. Hey, attack rating, some energy, more damage. That's pretty nice. Oh, now I'm thinking, like, 2% chance to cast level 15 Valkyrie. I think that's, like, kind of broken. I hope that doesn't crash the game, actually. That is kind of a thing, actually. It'll probably be fine. Like, you'd think, like, if it was a big deal, you'd think they'd know about that, right? But it's like, you never know. I think that is kind of a thing. Well, hopefully it doesn't end up being a thing, right? It's funny I said, like, oh, you know, the trick is to not overlap, and then I'm overlapping on myself, but, you know, whatever. Like, the middle rooms are, like, obviously going to be a waste of time, so it's not worth it to run through those, but, you know, I don't always know where the rooms are going to lead to. Like, that could have gone to the left or up instead of to the right. And if it did, I would have, you know, hated the fact that I'm running around wondering where to go. Yeah, it turns out this area is a lot less miserable when everything dies in like one hit. Like I remember this area kind of sucking when I was doing my assassin run, and now here we are. Look at this, just running around grizzling stuff up. I might as well swap to classic graphics. Like, why not? Got that snappiness to it. I guess I'll pick that up. Like, I'm probably not going to use the action mark. Maybe, like, I don't think I'm going to Nightmares, so that's probably not anything I need to worry about, but it is something to think about. Because once you get to Act 2 Nightmare, it's like, well, you pretty much always either swap to the Might Merc or the, Man, thank God for Auto Gold pickup. That is such a godsend, actually. But I either swap to Freezy Dude or Punchy Dude. Just because, like, they have such a strong effect on both you and just everything around you. Like, hey, I got the Valkyrie. I don't know how long she'll last for. It's pretty. I think it's kind of erratic, like, is the problem. Like, she'll just kind of disappear whenever, like, the game decides to update shit. But it's nice to have her, I guess. It's better than what I was expecting, where I was expecting the game to crash. I think what I'm thinking of is that it used to be that if you put something like that on a Merc, then it actually would crash the game. And let's go back to town. What level is that? Actually, let me check. Where was it on here? I've already forgotten where it was. Am I blind? Why can't I see this? No, am I actually blind? How come I can't see what I'm getting? Here, I don't know why I couldn't see this. 2% level 15 is, I think, actually, like, that's vanilla. Or rather, like, there's a skill in the game that does that, so. I'm also impressed she isn't disappearing. That's usually a problem, so I guess maybe that's fixed. Oh, what do you know? Castrate! I wasn't expecting to actually find one. I guess I'll keep these over here. Do I have a side ribs already? I do, so I don't need it. Keep the sword though, because hey. What are the chances, right? That's actually kind of hilarious. What level am I? 21. I guess I'll pop a point to wear bear. I'll kind of probably mix by these because the thing is that the bonus from werebear is like I don't get as much of a I don't get any attack rating bonus from this, but it does the damage and defense. You know, obviously transition over to whatchamacallit, to both my skills. Anyways, let's see if the Valkyrie is actually gonna be useful at tanking. Well, poor Duriel got kind of destroyed. It's kind of fun. I don't even know which wolf died. Well, I guess I do, because it's the regular wolf is the one that says wolf. I kind of forgot about that. Anyways, yeah. Rather than just ending it here, I think I will quickly do all the questing and finishing up here, and I think I will go ahead and grab that merc. Wow, 13 to firewall. That's kind of baller. It's not worth this though. +1 to sorceress skill levels. I don't think that works. I was thinking like maybe they patched that, but I don't think they did. Can you do? No, I would need 3. I don't know. I'm thinking median XL again, because in median XL you can do it with just 2. Ice and Hearts. Yeah, it's funny, they can actually complete the Ice and Hearts set. It's one of the few sets that can be completed by a merc, but it doesn't really do much for them. At least in vanilla. I mean, maybe it'll be something cool here. Who knows? It's gonna be hard to get rid of these boots, just because that 90% faster run walk is, like, what a banger.
Stay up. Welcome.
You have done very well. Never fear, my friend. You did the best you could. I'll talk to him just for that.
Never fear, my friend. You did the best you could.
Who doesn't like Warrior? He's a nice guy.
Greetings, Jared. Good day.
Greetings. Alright, now. Greetings. Oh, it's so dark here. I guess I'll quickly check for swords, anything. Huh. Alrighty. So, what do I have on me? I don't have anything, actually. Do I have anything in the coop? Nope. Alright, so we're gonna go get the cold man.
Hello there.
Let me double check here. Oh! +2 to all skills? Thank you kindly. Faster run walk. I thought I saw another + to all skills there, so I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it might be finally time to start trying to shop slang. Holy moly. Whose name do I like? Flux. That's a good name. So let me go back here. So if I swap over this, like look at the difference here. His frozen comet is glacial strike is 21 to 32 right now, and it freezes for 2 seconds. Just with this sword, that bumps up to 40 to 52. Right, that's almost double damage overall.
I'll put that to good use.
And keep in mind that a fun little mechanic of theirs is that for mercs is that they can synergize their own skills by using them. So like as soon as he uses the skills that synergize, they'll actually boost. So I think Ice Blast and Glacial Spike synergize each other, so as soon as he uses them, they're gonna get stronger. Is that worth it over the faster cast rate? Probably, at least for now, because it's like that's a big difference. Let me see this. So faster cast, bit of attack range, a bunch of attack range based on level, some replenish life and mana. Is either of these worth it? Not really. Not at the moment, anyways. Yeah, that's probably good. All resistances. We can take a look at the other stuff here quickly. Because he can use, I mean, obviously, he could use like a sword. Like, what's Ice and Her? It's nothing, unfortunately. Shut up, old man. The future is now, old man. How When Struck is actually kind of a nice... That's actually an awesome oath skill to have, because, like, hey... I mean, I guess I might as well keep this, because, hey, maybe if I probably won't do a playthrough of Nightmare in Hell, but you never know. Maybe I'll change my mind down the line. Like, most of this is just, like, pretty pointless. Like, the resistances is nice. This at least gives him some stuff in fast hit recovery, so we'll swap over to that for now. Like, yeah, he does attack with a sword rarely, but it's, like, super rare. It's never really enough to be, like, an actual, like, thing you care about. And let me check the other stuff I could find. Like, he can use that, yeah. Shield, armor. I could just give him this for the resistances. Especially the poison life reduction is nice, because that kills your merc generally. +1 to fire skill. Oh, that's the actual fire skill. That's funny. I mean, this isn't bad on him. Why not? Just more life and resistances. He kind of needs it.
I'll put that to good use.
Sure thing, buddy. Did I already talk to... I did not talk to him. I always forget to. Well, I don't forget to. I usually just ignore him because I kind of find it funny that, like, he's the only NPC that's like this, where he hangs out over here at first. He's, like, unique in that aspect. Anything else? Be nice to find something that had both the plus skills and faster cast rate. Like, that'd be baller. Oh yeah, he also could use a shield. I didn't mean to transform, but my, my middle finger has a habit of just being unable to not click. Unlock in life, blah blah blah. Nothing particularly special here. I guess I'll leave and come back. Should I go for the waypoint to start off? Nah. We'll do one more search, and if I don't find anything, then we'll stick with this guy for now.
Yes?
Alright, Mr. Ratman, what's your rat plan? Soul's target is nice. Oh, hey. So now I know you can just find this. If he had Firewall, that would be useful, but unfortunately I don't think, I think the Fire one uses, like, I forget what skills they use, but they don't use Firewall, I'm pretty sure. I guess I can check. Because that's a nice thing, you actually see that in this. Hey, faster cast rate. Not too shabby. Like, why not? You know what I mean?
I'll put that to good
I think
use.
that will slow him down a bit, but, you know, like, whatever. So if I look at... They use Firebolt, Fireball, and Enchant now. They don't use Blaze anymore. The Lightning ones use Charge Bolt, Lightning, and Static Field. Which I don't agree with this. I feel like they changed the skills to these guys, and it's like... I don't know, like it is cool, like especially the enchant, the fact that he actually like casts enchant on stuff, but it's like I don't know. Like look how weak Charge Bolt is. 4 to 6. Like if you don't have synergies, it does nothing. I think part of it too is the fact that like the fire ones are just really weak. Like Firebolt does barely anything, and Fireball is decent, but just weaker than. Well, it's actually stronger than Glacial Spike at first, but like Glacial Spike freezes everything, and he can just spam that. So like, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm underestimating how that he's like actually like kind of balanced. Wow, he actually just sits around, huh? I thought he like moved the instant you talked to him, but he's not doing that now. Hanging out by the docks. Whoops, don't please. I think we're good. I don't know if this, but I'm yawning like crazy. So what's my Merc got here? He's got some decent life, resists, some hit recovery, more defense, dexterity, lightning resist, especially to help him out. Got the faster cast rate shield, and the plus to skills sword, which is pretty nice. Once he gets to 24, he'll get chilling armor. He used to use frozen armor, I believe, but they changed it to chilling armor for some reason. Not sure why, but like, I mean, I don't really care. There's not too big a difference between them. I mean, I guess frozen armor is probably better. Well, chilling armor is probably specifically better for him since he tends to hang out in the back anyways. Yeah, so that'll be it for this part. See you guys later.